Namaste to everyone. I'm happy to be here in this center, Aurobindo Sadhana Kendra, on its 33rd anniversary. And as I was told, do forget, but I was here on the 25th anniversary of the center. So somebody was asking me when did we meet last. It was maybe 8 years back, or 7 or 8 years back. Well, I'm sure much has happened on your side, and much definitely has happened on my side at Pondicherry. The greatest thing that has happened is that we are going through the 105th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. 150th anniversary of birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. And for that, all over the country, there have been lots of celebrations. And I'm sure your center here too has participated in some celebrations and functions. But this year, many of us may not see the next fantastic year that will be the 175th birth anniversary. However, all of us have really paid our tribute in whatever way we could, some small, others big, some loudly, the others silently. But we have paid our tribute to the Master. And I'm happy to be here, not only for this anniversary of the center, but to add one more feather, one more event in this 150th birth anniversary. We have done it in Hyderabad and Pondicherry, but I thought my coming over to Ahmedabad and to be in this center is a great privilege, because this is my offering to the Master Sri Aurobindo on his 150th birth anniversary. Well, Noorbai, as usual, has been instrumental to invite both Deepshika and me for this celebration of the 33rd anniversary of the center. And I thank him. And of course, I thank all the members of the Aurobindo Sadhana Kendra to have remembered us. Because I was not very sure if I can make the trip. Because recently I've undergone a health problem. But then I learned a lesson where it is her work, then she who does it. We do not have to care much or worry much. And that's what is happening. She is carrying me through her work. Well, in a mood of coming to Ahmedabad, first my talk was yesterday at Ahmedabad Management Association. So the whole atmosphere got around management. And I don't know if yesterday some of you were there or any one of you were there, except my wife and Monturbai and Rani and Pankaj. However, I did talk on something called management. But the same tune, as we say, I said, let's look at the mother. If she has been a manager at all, or in what way has she managed the ashram and the Aurobindo and all the centers across India and in the world? Because I do realize that managing a small institution does require a lot of talent. But was the mother in any way a talented CEO? So I started looking into that. And long many years back, I had an opportunity to speak about some of these aspects in Germany, in Berlin. So I remembered, I said, yes, I did look at the mother as a manager once upon a time. Let me revise what I had spoken years back. Of course, a revision means almost, rewriting because, years have passed. But today my first question, it may seem a little stupid to ask you a question. That have you read the Bhagavad Gita? Yes, obviously. Yeah, there will be a person who has not read it. And have you read the Bhagavad Purana? Yes or no? Yes. Can anyone tell me what's the difference between them? Anybody? What is Bhagavad Purana and what is Bhagavad Gita? Yes? Anyone?
Bhagavad is a lila. Bhagavad is a lila. The Lord. Well, Gita is a teaching of the Lord.
Anyone? Somebody else? Yes.
The part of Bhagavad, because Bhagavad Gita is a part.
Yeah, part of
Gita is the actual discourse which took place on the battlefield of between Krishna and
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
And Purana, the Bhagavad
That's
Purana.
the
Lila.
whole.
Who's Leela?
Krishna.
So Krishna is a separate figure. So in one part we see the leader of Sri Krishna, the other one we see the message of Sri Krishna. So it's very obvious. And of course, if I can dare ask the question, which is more important? Purana or the Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita. But why is it that in India we have this Purana, so many stories and dances and music and songs? They're all based on this Purana, the stories. So what has it contributed to our great Indian culture? Listening to stories, is it a great thing?
The message which the story gives.
The
message which we
get from the stories. Yeah, there is a funny thing in the sense one has really been part of our culture, living part of our culture. What did people sing about Sri Krishna, Bhajan and this and that, everything is Sri Krishna Leela. And dances are plenty, and stories are plenty, and all the grandmothers tell their grandchildren the stories of this Leela. So not many read the Bhagavad Gita, because Leela is Leela. It's full of Ananda and joy and delight. Maza. I'm making this distinction and placing it exactly around Mother and Sri Aurobindo. There are two parts in Mother and Sri Aurobindo also, especially the mother. There's a Leela of the mother, and there's a message of the mother. So this is where we see the difference and yet the inevitability. The mother too has created a Leela. As decades pass, it has already begun. Many people have written stories and all the things, the katha that's happened. So, but you see, we have to make a little difference or discrimination or a distinction. Because this Krishna Leela, the Purana, has contributed to the cultural richness. And I would say a very few devotees out of that. Because Leela, what is the function? It draws your heart to Sri Krishna. When she sings the Mira Bhajan, it draws your heart. That's what a wonderful person is this Lord Krishna. And there's a song that Madhuram. Adaram. I'm not a singer. Luckily, my wife is a singer, so I don't have to be one. When I want to hear this Madhuram and Adhuram, she's there.
Today I performed very badly.
So we have this bhajans here. So the beauty of this Leela is to attract your heart. Attract your heart means to bring devotion to your level. And then you go towards the Lord. It's a pointer to the Lord's path. But Bhagavad Gita is different. It takes you on the path. Leela points you to the path. The Gita takes you on the path. And it not only takes you, it helps you to do the sadhana. It helps you to go forward on the spiritual path. And Bhagavad Gita is one of the most wonderful scriptures in the whole world, where the Lord Himself is holding the hand of Arjuna, taking him across life journey. In the 700 verses we have seen, Arjuna starts with a great doubt that I will not fight. Ends up saying, Lord, I will do whatever thou willest. I mean, it's an extraordinary book. Somebody who doesn't believe, not that he doesn't believe, but who doesn't want to fight the war. And ultimately, Shri Krishna takes him to the surrender. This is exactly what Mother and Sri Aurobindo have done. So they have this message, and especially the mother as the leader. So it is not sufficient for us to know the Leela only. We have to know the message. If you want to walk the path. अगर स्टोरी सुन के आप लोग अच्छा लगा, शाम को चले गए, नींद आ गया शाम, और बने. But if you say नहीं हमको डिवोटीज बनना है मास्टर अब तक, कुछ करना है जिंदगी में, जीवन में. I want to follow the path. क्योंकि the stories are, they draw your heart, your emotion. You also sing a song of bhakti. But for sadhana ke liye, you have to follow the message. And the message is given in every book. But not all books we can read. Not all books can we understand. तो लोग तो कहते हैं भैया मुझे समझ में नहीं आती श्लोक तो कितना लंबा चौड़ा सेकंड सुनते हैं pages after pages. We start with the thought, end with somewhere else. The Sri Aurobindo knew that human beings have laziness there. They will never try out to really understand me. They will never try to really be patient और तो time लेके बैठे हुए क्या बात है? नहीं हम लोग को कोई easy रास्ता चाहिए. Especially, I don't want to see the youngsters, but I don't blame you. आपका उम्र भी आपका भी है. More or less, the modern generation wants everything in the bill. Especially आजकल जो WhatsApp आ गया है, they have no patience. They want to write a sentence. PL is plea, U, YO becomes U. Everything is shortcut. And we think even spirituality will get shortcut. But ये नहीं होता है. आपको सब कुछ शॉर्टकट मिल जाएगा, स्पेशली आजकल आप लोग का ये इंटेलिजेंस, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, it will give you everything shortcut, but it will cut your life also short. It will not get you anywhere. So Sri Aurobindo has been very generous, I would say, extremely compassionate, because he understood you and me and the whole of humanity, that these people will never take to the life divine. Some people take to Savitri. वो भी कितना समझ में नहीं आता नहीं आता तो किसी को नहीं मालूम. मुझे पूछो थोड़ा बहुत लाइफ में मैं समझता हूँ, बट सारी तो उतना भी नहीं समझता हूँ मैं. शेयर पोइट्री, शेयर मंत्रा, शेयर रिदम, शेयर म्यूजिक मेरा दिमाग में सुन नहीं जाता. So what Sri Aurobindo has done is, He asked, perhaps, it's not right, it's not true. Tell the mother, भैया आप तो बच्चों को एक्सप्लेन कीजिए, इन लोग को मेरा मुझसे तो पढ़ने के लायक नहीं है. तो माँ बेचारी बैठ बैठ के डे आफ्टर डे बहुत कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर करिए. In those days, आप लोग आश्रम का प्लेग्राउंड देखे आप लोग? कोई सब लोग तो देखे होंगे ना. आप अभी नहीं देखोगे बिकॉज प्लेग्राउंड बदल गया है. जो माँ का इंडिया मैप है उसके बाजू में एक रूम रहता था, मदर्स क्लास रूम, जहाँ पे यंग एडल्ट नौलिदा से लेके पवित्रता से लेके सब लोग वहां बैठते थे. एंड माँ वहां पर क्वेश्चन आंसर्स करती थी. एंड ऑल दिस क्वेश्चन आंसर्स, most of them, not all, were what? Sri Aurobindo ने कहा, माँ मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. तो that was a wonderful arrangement between माता and Sri Aurobindo जो लिखा है, माता जी समझा रही है. Like a good teacher, क्वेश्चन पूछो, कौन सा बुक से, कौन सा भी, उधर तो मोबाइल नहीं थे कि मैं इमीडिएटली करूं, पर बुक लेके माँ लाइफ डिवाइड में सिंथेसिस में, in this chapter, in this sentence, I don't understand. The mother used to answer all these questions. So हमारे पास एक बड़ा ग्रंथ हो गया, 17 volumes of the mother, are explanations of Sri Aurobindo's main thought. तो अगर आपको कुछ टाइम नहीं है, very busy guys you are. Ahmedabad is a very big business center, I know, and Gujarat itself is bubbling with activity. आपको समय ज्यादा नहीं तो एटलीस्ट माँ को पढ़िए. और उसके लिए भी समय नहीं है. Sri Aurobindo का I'll give you a very shortcut. I mean, how very understanding he was of human nature. I admire Sri Aurobindo, how much he has pampered us. He gave us a book called The Mother. सबसे छोटी साइज, सबसे कम पेजेस, एंड चैप्टराइजेशन भी कुछ नहीं, 7-8 पेजेस का चैप्टर से. बोला बच्चों ये पढ़िए, कुछ तो कोशिश कीजिए इसका, हमारा लाइफ फिर भी सार्थक हो जाए. This is where we are today. I want to tell you this mother of this book, The Mother, that I'd like to elaborate a little bit. Not that I'm going to tell you everything about the mother, क्योंकि अगर उसके बारे में बोलने जाऊं तो भाई को मुझे यहाँ पर रूम है ना रहने के लिए, तो मुझे यही एक वीक रहना पड़ेगा. एक वीक है, एक महीना रहना पड़ेगा. I'll give you classes every day. अगर आप लोग आना चाहते हो तो हम रहेंगे, माँ का बुक पढ़ेंगे. बट आप लोग बिजी है नो, पर सबसे बड़े बिजी भाई तो वहीं पे बैठे पंके भाई. तो इतना बिजी बॉडी से मैं रहूंगा नहीं. बट I'll give you a book for your center called Musings on the Mother. Only chapter 6 पढ़ा है मैं, which is chapter 6 क्या है दिमाग में? क्या है chapter 6 का कंटेंट तो पढ़ा होगा आप लोग.
4 aspects of man.
4 aspects of the mother. कौन से 4 aspects है? What are the 4 aspects? Maheshwari? थोड़ा ऐसा उल्टा करो, पहले महालक्ष्मी बाद में मां सरस्वती. वहां में उल्टा कर रहा हूँ कि Sri Aurobindo says she is the youngest of the 4. तो वो भी लिखा उन्होंने. तो हम लोग लास्ट रखेंगे. These are the names. हम तो रट गए हैं. It's easy. महालक्ष्मी मां सरस्वती. तो Sri Aurobindo का उसी बुक से एक चैप्टर, एक लाइन दे रहा हूँ आप लोग को. 4 great aspects of the mother. 4 of her leading powers and personalities have stood in front in her guidance of this universe and in her dealing through the terrestrial plane. One is a personality of calm wideness. ये कौन है? Maheshwari. And then another embodies her power and splendid strength. Mahakali. And the third is vivid and sweet and wonderful with a deep secret of beauty and harmony. And the fourth is equipped with her close and profound capacity of intimate knowledge and careful, flawless work and quiet and exact perfection in all things. How much the Master has written? एक word बोलिए which describes her.
Soumya.
Perfection it.
अरे हिंदी समझ नहीं आता, संस्कृत समझ नहीं, इंग्लिश में बोलिए.
Perfection it work.
Perfection at work. In fact, a better word is perfection at work. So, Master Saraswati represents this perfect work, perfection at work. And this today, we are actually in the age of Master Saraswati. आप जो है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का गीत गाते हो, टीवी खोलो, सब लोग आजकल लेक्चर बहुत हो गया है, everybody explaining. But nothing is big. Sri Aurobindo has already said Master Saraswati's age. That means every work will be perfect. Work on material level. Not कि आप काव्य लिखोगे, philosophy लिखोगे, it's not a big, but work in matter, work with matter. And what is the great artificial intelligence? And nothing but perfection in matter. Of course, they call it intelligence, but that intelligence is brought down to the working level. So this is the age of Master Saraswati. And so we see, and there's one sentence I'd like to add here. These powers that they bring with them into the world manifest in a human disguise. All these powers manifest in a human disguise. मतलब क्या? Manifest in a human disguise?
The form.
In the form. And which is that form? आप लोग को ढूंढने का जरूरत नहीं, सामने बैठी है. So all these four powers manifest in a human form, in a human disguise. Well, have you seen these four aspects of the mother in this form? Has anyone here seen that? At least, I don't know if you have seen it. Well, you are graced, you are blessed. But how do you know that this mother has all these four aspects? How did you know? Just because Sri Aurobindo has written that. बात तो सच है ना? और कोई लिखने से मैं क्यों बिलीव करूं? अच्छा होगा, मुझे क्या मालूम? Sri Aurobindo has written that. तो आप श्री अरबिंदो को क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते हैं. अगर आप क्वेश्चन किए तो क्या होगा? आप जो बोलते हैं मॉडर्न आदमी है, रैशनलिस्टिक फेलो है, I can ask and challenge Sri Aurobindo also. I don't think this lady is that Maheshwari, Maa Kali, जिसका हम पूजा करते हैं बंगाल में ना, दुर्गा पूजा, all the great pujas can just be there in that small, tiny, little weak figure. Can you not doubt and ask Sri Aurobindo? अगर आप में हिम्मत है तो पूछिए. Sri Aurobindo थप्पड़ तो नहीं मारेंगे आपको. Sri Aurobindo will say, okay. If you want to challenge me, I'll give you an answer. He's a wonderful teacher. So he will say, Mother, you answer these foolish fellows who are challenging me. You are the great four personalities. And then the mother told one sadhika, and I quote her, that I have come this time in all my aspects. I have come this time in all my aspects. This has never happened before in the history of the earth. I have never come in this totality. So you believe now? I mean, what a tremendous declaration I have come this time in all my aspects. This has never happened before in the history of the earth. I have never come in this totality. Then we see, for Aurobindo has written, and the mother has herself declared, in the history of this universe, this earth, in the beginning of the earth was made, is the first time she has come with all these four aspects. This is the mother. And फिर भी हमें समझ में नहीं आता, फिर भी हमें बिलीव नहीं होती है, क्योंकि those are the lucky ones. जो साधिका को लिख रही होता है, साधिका पूछती है, माँ आप तो बोल रहे हो आप you are come for the first time, but are you Maheshwari? I can't believe. And Arjuna also never believed that Vishwarup Darshan में क्या हुआ? Arjuna, how did he believe? क्या हुआ? When Arjuna wanted to see, Vishwarup Darshan मिला ना? आपको मिला है क्या? अर्जुना को कैसा मिला विश्वरूप दर्शन? क्यों मिला? और कैसा देखा? What is the chamatkar that happened? Because Shri Krishna opened his eye of yoga. So this is how you can see the Lord. ये चश्मा से नहीं दिखता भगवान को, चश्मा से खाली ह्यूमन बीइंग दिखते हैं. So it's the Lord who graces you to see Him. And this Lord, this mother, graced this lady who has asked this question. And one after the other, she was also, as she saw, Arjuna saw the Vishwarup Darshan, she said, Ma, are you Maheshwari? And there she saw the great Maheshwari. And then this lady, this sadhika, described this Maheshwari just as Arjuna described the great Vishwarup. Then she said, Mother, are you Mahakali? And there she was, Mahakali, in all her beautiful, in all her beauty. Mahakali is very beautiful. And then Mahalakshmi, she gave the darshan of the Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. So here was one person who really saw with her eyes open, but of course with the third eye open also. And apart from that, there are some other individuals who have seen the four aspects of the mother. But you and me, the common mortals, do not know. But then, when she has come here, Sri Aurobindo says, she has manifested in a human disguise. So this mother has revealed herself in this question of what we say, in her, the way she managed the ashram, Aurobindo, the centers. We get few glimpses of her working as Maheshwari, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. So what I'm going to do today, give it time, कब तक है?
7:15.
7:15 तक है? कब तक है टाइम?
7:20.
Okay, is very strict with timing, you know. So मैं तो आप लोगों को कहानी शुरू किया ना था. I did not give a lecture. Lecture देने से 15 मिनट में खत्म कर लूंगा, but माँ का पहले lecture नहीं दे सकता ना. आता का मैं जो बोल रहा था आपको लीला. We have to mix the leela also, otherwise we can't get it right. However, so we come to know this mother in her four aspects while seeing her aspect, her working in the disciples. And why I called her a spiritual manager is because she has really managed. And what has she managed? What has been her aim? Well, here I've written here, perfection On the material plane was an aim. On the physical material level, to get a thing perfect, to get to do the work as perfectly as possible, and to have a harmony among the disciples and institutions, her purpose. There are thousands and thousands of questions of disharmony, of quarrels, because human beings are human beings everywhere, anytime, all time. So she was constantly trying to bring in harmony among the institutions, among the individuals, among sadhaks. And then to fuse spirit and matter, in the daily life was the design of her wisdom. Well, I'll explain this a little more. And then to break the resistance of the human nature against the descent of the higher powers was her objective. You have seen Mother talking to us, giving advice to the sadhaks, how to bring in harmony, how to become egoless, how to contact your psychic being. All that, what's the purpose of all that? To bring in harmony, to bring in perfection, to open your resistance to the divine force. All the time in big and small advices, she made the human beings open up to a higher being. But as she says to somebody or somewhere, that our only job was to see that the human being's psychic being is open. How to open the psychic being? You see, नहीं तो अगर philosophy बोला, then it's easy to go into meditation, go in a forest and sit down and all that. But here was something practical. It is a day-to-day living thing. So this was what she was trying to do. So first I've taken up this section of the wisdom and trying to give you some incidents of what is it that she manifested. You see, if you really want to show her activities, you can write a whole book on that. But in this little time in front of me, I'll give you a few incidents. Of course, these were also, as a child, how I grew up in the ashram. And it's not my personal story. It is what is happening. You see, what was there of wisdom? The central guiding principle of action of such management by consciousness was, all can be done if the God touch is there. All of you know that line. But this was one of those mantras. But all the time to say that there is this kind of a divine touch. If the divine touch is there, all can be done. And as children, as young minds, we were given this impression that if the mother's touch is there, everything that you undertake, your work, your studies, your sadhana, your big ventures, everything can be done. Because you see, we have in the Bhagavad Gita, one of the last verses, what is it?
Nashto moham.
No, Dharma Kshetra, no, not that. Where there is Krishna, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, that's it. But what do you understand there? That wherever there is Krishna, there even Arjuna and anything and whole life becomes blessed. That's a wonderful verse, one of the last ones. But Bhagavad Gita, first stroke is as important. The last message was so elevating that here what we said from Savitri is the same thing. That all can be done. If the God touches, that's exactly what the Gita tells us. And this is what we as children, we did not know philosophy. But हमें मालूम माता जी है, माता जी को लिखो, माता जी को पूछो, and whatever you do, it will be successful. एक विश्वास पैदा हो गया तब में कि you will be protected, your work will be successful, you will have the capacity. I didn't need the Gita at the time. But ये जो, this kind of a thought, belief, trust was there in the mother, that you let her know the things. And it's kind of, as you say in English, plugging in. You plug into the mother and say, Ma, I'm doing this. I want to do this. I mean, a छोटी सी बात कहूँगा, you'll perhaps laugh, but you can laugh. I'll give you the permission to laugh loud also. You see, as a kid, I was in a hostel. And there, we had the boys came together and we put some aquarium and we used to have rabbits and parrots and all that, all the childhood fancies. But these fish also, it's difficult to maintain. Some of them died in the aquarium. So हमारा खाली हो गया aquarium, क्या करना, फिर से नया fish खरीदना है. तभी तो उसका चेन्नई जाना पड़ता, पौंडीचेरी नहीं मिलता था. तो चेन्नई जाने के लिए माता जी को बोलना पड़ता था. So imagine we foolish youngsters would write a letter to the mother, disturbing her, I wouldn't say that, her supramental work, a bit exaggerated perhaps. But what I mean is, those time my mother was mine. मुझे क्या मालूम माता जी नवनीता के साथ क्या कर रही है, माधव पंडित के साथ क्या कर रही है. It's not of my business. Business is that मुझे चेन्नई जाना फिश खरीदने के लिए. And I write a letter, and mother would sweetly say, yes, bien, très bien, tu peux aller, yes, you can go. It's nothing big, but spiritually it is nothing small. That is, everything that you do must be communicated, contacted, told to the mother. And I see now there's a magic charm in all these things. सुनने में बात छोटी लगती है, बेवकूफ लगती है, बेवकूफी लगती है, but it is not बेवकूफ. It is the way she made us to understand how to surrender. खाली आप अमेरिका जा रहे हो तो लिखने का जरूरत नहीं थी. Even for buying a small fish. So this is how we learned. Now I realize that she didn't teach me philosophy or life divine or Savitri or synthesis. But we know at the end of the day, the surrender is the most important thing. It's the beginning and end of the Bhagavad Gita and also the synthesis of yoga. The great message, what is that? Sarva Dharman Parintyaj. What does it say? What does it say?
Mamekam Sharanam Raja.
Once again.
Mamekam
Mamekam.
Sharanam Raja.
शरणम राजा किसको भी कर सकता है, बट भगवान को तो मामेकम मुझे करो. That's the most important thing. It's not getting the sharanam to this or yes, X or V. It's a sharanam to me. That's the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. That's the end. And synthesis, the whole thing is nothing but that. How to surrender, what to surrender, which level to surrender. And also synthesis पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Synthesis पढ़ने से आप लोग भाग जाओगे. तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ डी माधर का फर्स्ट चैप्टर का सेकंड पैराग्राफ पढ़िए, बस उतना ही. Where it says aspiration. क्या बात है?
Surrender, rejection.
Aspiration के बाद क्या आता है? Rejection के बाद surrender. तो surrender beginning में नहीं होता. There is aspiration पहले, बाद में रिजेक्शन. तो हम सोचते हैं कि हम पहले से सरेंडर कर सकते हैं. माँ मैं आपको कर रहा हूँ, आप करो, आप पूजा बहुत सुंदर से डाले यहाँ पे. ये तो दिस एक्ट ऑफ सरेंडर, act of worship, act of offering is fine, but there is a prelude to your surrender. अगर आप एस्पिरेशन का प्लांट डाले तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, पर प्लांट आप सनलाइट भी दिया है, वेरी नाइस, but what's missing? You have planted, you have put it in sunlight, But how will the plant grow? What is it required? Watering. Oh, watering means the sunlight also will not help. So this watering is your rejection. You have to put water to your aspiration. And that watering is nothing but purification. तो हम लोग बहुत ही समझते हैं भैया माता जी का शरण करो सब कुछ साधना हो जाए, नहीं होता. She says, मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा आपको ले जाऊंगा, but you have to make an effort. What the mother calls as personal effort. That's called rejection. So I was coming back. Nurbai, I think और एक घंटा बढ़ा दो आप मुझे. पहले तो मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, आप लोग डिनर आज यहीं पर है ना, तो आराम से हम अपना टाइम लेंगे, बाद में आप लोगों का डिनर नीचे मिल जाएगा. सब डोंट वरी, आपको थोड़ा भूख लगेगा तो जल्दी जाएंगे. फिर what I mean is, I'm joking in a way. पर माता जी का बात बोलो तो ना भूख लगती है, ना कुछ प्यास लगती है, ना नींद आती. नींद उड़ जाती है, हवा भूख मिट जाती है. However, so this is what Sri Krishna said, and this is exactly what we learned as children. All can be done with the God has. But here, we'll say many more things, but let me go forward. And of this organization called Ashram, I think yesterday I came to know some stories from Bankim Bhai and Rani Ben and everybody, or somebody, that how they came to the mother and how she blessed them, did miracles and all that. But how did she manage? These miracles and happenings, there are thousands of people who have had that. But I would say one thing, that mother would not like too much to tell about her miracles. Because as I grew up, what do I see? Every Guruji has miracles, and all disciples, you go to this ashram or that ashram or this ashram, everybody say the same thing. Mera Guruji ne ye kiya, mera Guruji ne wo kiya. These things may stop you from sadhana. क्योंकि हम वो चमत्कार में अटक जाते हैं. नहीं, हमको माँ श्री अरविंदो का यहाँ पे जो चमत्कार का जीवन जीना नहीं, she has done miracles. It's a grace. I won't call it a miracle. It's a grace. But that is only the beginning, getting you taste of what the divine does. But after that, you need to walk the path. That's why, as I said right in the beginning, Leela is important, but it's only a pointer to the divinity. Sri Aurobindo wants us to walk the path, not just to Geet Gao, Bhagwan Ka, Geet Govind, all fine. So what the mother did was, she was the supreme authority of the ashram. As most of you would know, those of you who have been to the mother, have seen the ashram, she had a complete control of the ashram. But then, you see, she had a particular way of working with the sadhaks. You see, all of you know that the structure of the ashram is like this, that there is a mother, supreme authority. Then there are heads of the department. There are dozens of departments. And there were these heads of each department who would go to the mother with the problems, with the issues of their own particular department. They would communicate to the mother would communicate, give a solution, and that would be transmitted to the department people. But as a child, as a youngster, what do I see? What do I watch? That these heads of the departments were there to obey the mother's instructions. They would say, mother has said, she has asked me to do this. And he or she would transfer it to the department people. And the beauty is that these heads of the department would be only the conveyors of mother's message. They were not the bosses like we see the corporate bodies here, that I am the leader, I am the CEO, you have to obey them. They won't be any coercion. They would call them as subordinates. But subordinate also, it is not a question of you are under me. In the corporate bodies, we are all the ego is there, that I am the boss, you are working under me. That means you have to obey me fully. No. Here the attitude was one of helpers. Those who are in the department are my helpers in executing what the mother has said. So there was always this question of equality, camaraderie, helpful thing, because without your help, I cannot execute what she has told me. You see the link? That if I want to execute what mother has told me, I need your help. I need your partnership. So this way, it was a very beautiful harmony between the heads and the participants. There was never any question of, bossism. And this question, one thing was, is following the mother's instructions so faithfully. That's what is important again. This is where the sadhana of the heads of the department was there, that they were faithful to mother's instructions. They would not bring in their ideas. You see, this was a possibility. Some heads of the department would say, hey, mother has said this, but I think this is better. Because one thing they knew, all of them knew, that what the mother is telling me is the absolute truth. Truth not in the sense of the supramental truth, divine truth, nahi. But here is a person who has the totality of the vision. You see, that's the word that we should remember. She knew the totality of the work to be done. She knew the totality of the persons who are working in there. Individually, she knew. And she would judge these people from a total vision. So what I mean from the wisdom of the mother is that she had this kind of a triple vision. Trikaladisti, I would say. That is the past, present, and the future. So we, the heads of the department, they knew that mother is not telling me a thing, only seeing the present. Because there are instances where people would go and complain to the mother saying, this person is not good mother. She or is creating trouble in my department. What do? Those of you are teachers here, you know the problem that are there in the school, in the department, some people would revolt. But mother would tell us or tell them, I'm not part of the department. But sometimes she would say, no, this person may have done all this nonsense. She or he is not really behaving normally or rightly to really organize, to be harmonious. But then she would say, this person's past life is like this. And he has come to me in this ashram because in her past life, this was her problem. In order to solve that situation of the past life, she has come here. And if she can really pass the test here in this life, then her future life would be amended. So this is the kind of the vision she always had. The triple vision of the past, present, and the future. So this, the ashramites knew, the heads of the department knew. So when she gives a judgment, is the totality of the judgment, not just a single incident. Not, like we say, this is the problem. You would judge the person only based on that problem. But here, the head said no. The mother has a wider vision. And then there's one more thing. I'm skipping a few points just to make it, not make it, but try to make it as many possible. One of the things that she really instilled in all of us is that divine is not up there. The divine is there within. This connection was very important. You may say, क्या बात है? तो सब जानते हैं अंदर आत्मन है, ऊपर भगवान है, परमात्मन है. It's a philosophically good there. But actually we believe that God is up there. What we say in philosophy, transcendent and divine, ऊपर में है भगवान. But either Sri Krishna or Aurobindo or the mother, the obvious emphasis Bhagavan is there within. And because of this within, the whole relationship changes. Relationship with what? Relationship with the others. You see, then there's a sense of equality that comes in. That I see that the divine is within you and within me. So how can I ill-treat you? Because you may have been, गाली दिया हो सकता है आपको मुझे. But when I react, if I can be conscious that the divine is within you, so I cannot misbehave with you. In fact, I remember in my childhood, that's certainly a notice in ashram school. Because children fight with each other, they give blows to each other. And mother sent a notice saying, whenever you people fight and beat up each other, you are beating me. Your blows come to me. Try to understand this subtle ways that she used to guide. You see, when I read that, I still remember it was 60 years back maybe. But what a shock you think that I'm not beating you, but I'm beating the mother. That is one big stopper. That I will never ever fight or give a blow to another person. Because she has written that your blows are coming to me upon my body. Would you want to do that? No child, no son, no daughter would ever want to beat up her own or his own mother. So this is the way she should tell us how that I'm with you, I'm within you, and all your extensions, you are not alone. I'm there too, very close to you. So that's one lesson that she really gave us. And one more thing is that the second thing that we learned in harmony, of course, there is the power is there that I'll tell you later. But coming to the third aspect, which I was elaborating yesterday in our AMA, the question of harmony. But this is something extremely difficult and important to understand. Because harmony means what? It is an equilibrium of your nature. But when we say harmony and Mahalakshmi, there's one line in Aurobindo, if you remember. Well, some of you may remember. But I will give you the line that really touches and very important. A divine disgust seizes upon her and she withdraws if she finds herself in men's hearts surrounded with selfishness and hatred and jealousy. You see, we must read the book very closely. He writes that this deity, this goddess, this power, one of the powers called the Mahalakshmi, if she sees in men's hearts surrounded selfishness and hatred and jealousy, She withdraws in a divine disgust. Meditate on that. Think on this. And if you're truly a child of the mother, if you're truly a sadhaka of the mother, of the sadhaka of the mother, to harbor hatred and jealousy and selfishness, you may go and put the flowers every day 10 times in the morning in front of samadhi or in front of the photograph. But if you have jealousies, if you have hatred, if you have selfishness, all these flowers are of no use. Because it says, a divine disgust seizes upon her and she withdraws. अब क्या करोगे? It's not the external worship, external bhajan, external puja, external flowers. अगर तुम्हारे अंदर में गंदगी है, that great deity called Mahalakshmi, in a divine disgust, withdraws. She says, I can never be in this man, in this woman. उनका गंदगी है, पूरा hatred है, jealousy है, this and that. So what is it that we learn, friends? That external worship is not very, very important. It's there, it's just the beginning. But अंदर की गंदगी निकालना is much more important. You have to give a place and a seat to the deity within, not without. You see, without को तो हजारों साल से, हजारों टेम्पल से, हजारों मंदिर है, statues are there. But do you want to be an Aurobindo disciple and mother's child in that manner? Of just an adoration externally? No. This external worship, she says, from the rest in the synthesis, it's just the beginning here of your worship. But worship of the outer. You must now worship inward adoration. Worship becomes adoration. Adoration becomes consecration. Consecration of your acts, of your thoughts, of your will, of your emotions. That is the real work to be done. Not just say, हम मार्गदर्शन के disciples हैं, पांडिचेरी जाते हैं, 3 बार जाते हैं, 4 बार आते हैं. नहीं, वो सब जमाना चला गया. But this is what hit me most, that if you harbor hatred and jealousy, why Sri Krishna also says the same thing. So there are 3 ways to hell. Gita जानता है क्या? What are the 3 ways? He says the same thing. If you have anger and wrath and these things, these are the surest path to hell, he says. And this is what Sri Aurobindo is writing. So your hatred, your jealousies, your ego sense, and your selfishness. I mean, these little sentences take you long to digest, to understand, and to practice. You know, बाहर से बहुत ही courteous रहते हैं, नमस्ते करते हैं, भाई साहब, बहन सी. But if you have that hatred, selfishness, there is no use. The divine himself or herself runs from your, leaves your this harbor, this man or this woman. So this is also in a childhood we have learned, but not that we have succeeded. But it has gone into your brain that to harbor all these things against other human beings, you can do everything externally, but there's no use when the house itself is dirty. That's why we call it, the temple must be kept clean. So now you understand the word of rejection. So friends, my urge is that all the external things that we may do are of no use. If the house, if the temple is kept dirty, the divine Maheshwari or Mahalakshmi or Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, they don't stay. And remember this, you see, I mean, हम जो इतना पढ़ते हैं, आराधना करना है, हमें पूजा करना है, ये करना है. What are you doing this aradhana for? Not to put a agarbatti here, make a big smoke and then have beautiful music. The purpose of all this aradhana is to establish, to invite her to stay with you here. फोटोग्राफ में तो बहुत देखे हैं, बट हम 66 years से बूढ़े हो गए पिक्चर देखते हुए. But what and how much of it has gone within you? I mean, you've got to be serious about that. Otherwise, the 33 years and 34 years and 35 years and 46 years, you'll have anniversary after anniversary. But when is that anniversary when you can say, yeah, I felt the mother within. I felt God within. That उसके भी अलावा कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. You know, ultimately, you know, all this question of egolessness, all that I can talk, we can talk. But there's one last thing, keeping in view. I mean, I wish I should have never talked about this talking to you. In the sense, there's so much to talk. And the clock clicks away very fast here. It doesn't happen in Pondicherry. Only in Ahmedabad, that thing goes faster this time. However, you see, what is most important is another message that I get. I mean, this may be Ma Saraswati or anybody, it doesn't matter much. One thing that I leave with the last message. Well, the message is always behave as if the mother was looking at you, because she is indeed always present. Well, I see some of you have recognized this. Recognize what? This quotation. Yeah, we know many of the quotations by heart. But have we really behaved it in that way? Because she says, from this point of view, Sri Aurobindo wrote a little rule, which for some time we have put up everywhere. Always behave as if the mother was looking at you, because she is indeed always present. Still, these physical eyes, mother is telling, no, she is not there. And so the first instinct is to hide things. Not only does one do everything that one won't do before me, but as one doesn't at all believe the last part of showing the sentence, that even though I'm not there physically, perhaps still I know how things are. So the first instinct is to hide things. And the moment one enters the path, it is stepping into quicksand. And then she explains further. She's saying, Sri Aurobindo mentioned these two things. That although physically she may not be there, but why do we keep all these photographs? And in our homes also we are continuing photographs. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep that? Maybe it's devotion. But you have lots of Rama and Krishna and this Bhagavan and that Bhagavan. Why do you keep one more photo called the Mother Sri Aurobindo? You see,
she told every photo contains her consciousness. There is her consciousness in each and every photo.
First sentence, what you said?
Her consciousness is there in, she only told. In mine, every photo there is.
So you were told by them that there is my consciousness in every photograph. Sri Aurobindo says she is there differently on each one of them. But again, the word is we were told. Have you felt it? See, मैं आज emphasize कर रहा हूँ to feel, to be, to experience. नहीं तो हमें बहुत कुछ मालूम है. We have read books and volumes and stories. But I'm not going to be happy with that. Because I've gone to many ashrams in the country And every guru has the same thing. Mera Guruji ne ye kaha hai. Mera Guruji ne ye kahi hai. Everywhere we are told. But Sri Aurobindo says one line, as we says here, that what's the most important? He says, because she is indeed always present. The ultimate that all of us can do is not to keep the photos and worship and I was told about this. Can you feel that presence? That is the ultimate you can do. Feel the presence. Not the photograph, not the form, nothing. So if this presence is felt around, wherever you are, you don't need this photograph, you don't need all these things. Because the communication is here. Why did God go into your heart? Can you tell me? You were very happy in those big heavens and all those great paradises. Why did he come into this small little heart with all these blockages? And you got, states now. Poor fellow must be getting pricked. Why did he come into this little heart? Simple thing. Because that's the nearest, fastest, closest place you can talk to, you can communicate. Yeah, so at least it's 3 meters दूर है. But this is not even 3 inches or 3 centimeters. So God has said, I'm there within, feel my presence. अब बाहर में क्यों जाते हो? टेम्पल जा रहे हो, मंदिर जा रहे हो, सेंटर में जा रहे हो. ये जाना itself becomes your obsession. But 3 इंच में जाने के लिए आपको खबर नहीं आती, आपको ख्याल नहीं होता. And you say, 33rd in celebration and still come. So this is the reason why God has come close to you. He says, you want me, I'm within you. So what Sri Aurobindo says, feel her presence. Even if you want to talk to her, you're going to do this and that. This is there. This is why the divine has become immanent. Not only transcendent, but he has come within. So that he is there eternally, constantly with us. And what Mother and Sri Aurobindo have always experienced and expressed, emphasized, is only this, that be within, feel her presence. आप meditate करते हो, काम करते हो, you go to the temple, see the bhajans and everything. But the ultimate certificate that you will get of your sadhana is, you say, feel the mother here. Try to do that. आपको कोई पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है, ना सावित्री, ना डायरेक्ट, ना synthesis. Ultimately, they all tell you only one thing, as Master said here. I mean, there's a fantastic quotation. I mean, it's not a single line. Everybody's saying, yes, I know that. But it's not as easily as that. Always behave as if the mother was looking at you, because she is indeed always present. But this is the biggest Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Vedas. You call it Quran, you call it the Bible. इससे बढ़ के teaching क्या हो सकता है आपका? Always behave as if the mother was taking, because she is present. And who is there telling that? Sri Aurobindo. And Sri Aurobindo is one who has written that I always see the Brahman always around me. So that man, that person who is living in the Brahman consciousness, telling us that she is there with you, present around you, feel her presence. So once again, we go back to the ancient times, when all those Vedas were rejected. By whom? By Upanishads. Another set of rishis who said, I don't believe in the Vedas. Not unlikely, but they said all this external paraphernalia of pujas, of rituals, of shadiya, of birth, of this. Vedas is full of rituals and pujas and ceremonies. Upanishad now. You don't want all these externalities because they take you away from the divine. So at one go, they abolished gods, goddesses, pujas, ceremonies. They said, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. I am the Brahman. I am with the Brahman. So do what all I can. I want to see the Brahman within me. Experience. The word is no more talking about it, no more doing pujas about it, no more lectures about it, no more seminars about it. Experience. One drop of practice is better than an ocean of theories. These are not just sayings, write-ups in the dining room. I mean, what must have been the meaning of one drop of practice? अरे यार पूरा एक दिन में एक ड्रॉप ऑफ प्रैक्टिस कीजिए आप वन ड्रॉप लेट अस हैव से आज मैं ये काम करूंगा आज टुडे आई फील द मदर आई टॉक टू द मदर आई डू द मेडिटेशन आई विल नॉट टॉक टुडे आई ट्राई टू बी कॉन्शियस ऑफ माय ईगो आई ट्राई टू बी कॉन्शियस ऑफ माय जेलसीज गंदगी भरा है हमारे में आज हम सोचते हैं बॉडी दे जाकर पूरा क्लीन अप करके आ जाएंगे इट डजंट हैपन इट्स नॉट अ वॉशिंग मशीन और अ वॉशिंग ओशन देयर You have to do it wherever we are. And that is the beauty of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. They are present everywhere. They are not Pondicherrians. They are universals. So all that we do, at least my urge, my plea, my prayer, that one drop of practice. Or anything you do. You can take up any aspect. All this Krishna, Maheshwari, Mahakali, etc. is there. Sri Aurobindo has brought her down. We have another talk on that another day. But as I was telling, that she has shown in her day-to-day activity that what is important are these things. External management anybody can do. But ultimately, she would say, my dear child, manage yourself. Not yourself, yourself. The self is the manager, not your ego. If you put your ego as your manager, you have it. But if you put yourself as the manager, Mother is with us. We can keep on endlessly talking about this, but all these things turn to one thing only. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. That Yatra is Tatra everywhere. He is there everywhere, in everything, in every place. So we are all Arjunas who pray to the divine, open my eyes, Ma. Let me see thee. Let me feel thy presence. And even Arjuna felt the presence. But he said, no. Krishna, come back to your normal, beautiful, soft form. We don't want to see that Mahakali. What we saw in the ashram was Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. The way she used to ask us to be perfect in our work, the way she was gracious, beautiful, harmonious, smiling, loving. So we called her Dusma, sweet mother. We didn't call her Kali, we called her sweet mother. So this is the aspect that came forth very much in all her dealings. But she battered us, told us all these things. So that when her physique is not there, don't worship the photograph. Thousands and millions of people, they're all gurus and everybody is doing that. Because this is a challenge for all of us. Do we want to turn Mother and Sri Aurobindo into a religion or a true spirituality? This is a constant thing that we need to keep. Otherwise, they are very fast progressing on making and turning Sri Aurobindo and the Mother into a religion. Religion is external symbols. All that really depends on external symbolism, external rituals, external practices. But Mother and Sri Aurobindo both have said emphatically in different ways that see the Mother within. Practice it. Sadhana is what is important. There are 100 different things you can do, but only one thing is feel the presence in the heart, in your work, in your thoughts. How to do, what to do, there are 17 volumes. You don't have to read. Just one quote is enough to guide your entire life, because she is not there, because she is there indeed, always present. Just as as I said, Sri Aurobindo wrote about the 4 aspects of the mother, and we all believe that. And this again sentence, because she is indeed always present. Believe in this sentence, and that is enough for all your sadhana. You may read volumes, but only keep in mind that I am the mother's child and mother loves me. I mean, these are really mantras that really can take us life through our life. Just say, mother loves me. I mean, don't you feel a vibration in this sentence if I say, mother loves me? And I am the mother's. So these are bonds that can be really clicked, all through your day. But if only you remember, it's not difficult. But my only urge is, let us not stir Sri Aurobindo and the mother into religion. So that will be our biggest dishonor, disservice to Mother Sri Aurobindo, if we think only external things are important and not what am I doing? What am I doing with myself? Well, I'm sorry to have taken this more time, but as I told you, I think you have to come to Pondicherry and take classes there. I'll take your classes online. I think you cannot come, I cannot come. We can have online classes, explanations, something like that. Because, speaking of the mother and Sri Aurobindo is a nasha. It becomes a nasha. Because that is beauty of the mother. Like you sing Adhuram. Go. Can you sing? Batao Adhuram, Adhuram. Tera gala kharab hai. Anyone can sing that song? You sing? That's it. That's exactly the thing. Everything is Madhuram. Everything is Madhuram about the mother. It's not just about Krishna. But mother is also Madhuram. So friends, we'll share once again when the opportunity comes. But this is little touch of my outburst of love for the mother. क्या बोले उनके बारे में? Can a drop of ocean describe the ocean? It can't. There were little drops in that ocean of the mother and Sri Aurobindo. मैं उनके बारे में क्या गीत गाऊं, क्या बोलूं? If we can merge in that ocean, we're part of the ocean. चलो, नमस्कार.